So since I'm new to this whole content creation and stuff like that, I'm trying new things. Even though I make a lot of Magic the Gathering videos, I also try and do like vlogs and stuff whenever I can. And one of my favorite things that I like doing is talking about stuff that I find interesting or stuff that's currently going on in the world. And I've always kind of wanted to get a type of video out where I literally just sit and talk to people. I know many YouTubers do this and talk about events and stuff like that, and sometimes it stirs commotion and stuff. However, I'm not aiming for that, and the only reason I'm able to do it now is because after the 6-7 months I've been actually doing YouTube now and working hard, the camera shyness has kind of gone away, and I'm more not robotic when it comes to me talking. And then also, even when I'm editing, I'm not editing as much of the ums and e's and the kind of spacing out I do. It's more fluid, and that's what I want these videos to be. So this is the first ever episode I'm ever doing when it comes to these type of videos, where I'm just getting a niche topic or something I want to talk about and just sitting down and pretty much talking to my audience about it, how small it may be. So when it comes to the first ever episode I'm doing of this, it's going to be one of my favorite creators of pretty much all time. I've been watching them for a very long time, and also I did ask them if they wanted to be in an animation, but this was like completely two separate events because I planned within maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago of recording this, a list of people that I wanted to talk to, and they were there. But then they made this video like 2-3 days ago, and now I'm like, cool. This is the first topic. It just happens to be about a creator that I also have in the animation video stuff. So the person I'm talking about today is Idubbbz. If you don't know who Idubbbz is, he's been on YouTube for a very, very long time, mainly known for their content cop creation videos and stuff like that, where it's one of those things where I've gone on and off watching him. I think originally I watched him because the back garden stuff with Filthy Frank, and I can never remember that other guy's name or the other two guys' names. But it was one of those things that I watched Filthy Frank. Phil Frank made a video with Idubbbz, and then I watched Idubbbz stuff and grew up, especially since one of the content cops was the main one I watched, which was the one with Leafy. If you don't know who Leafy is, that is a completely different video. But in this video, he pretty much goes over a gist of things that he wants his channel to do, to change and stuff like that. So starting off right off the bat, he starts talking about how he's not as happy with the content he's currently making or is known for, and how he wants to change that. He wants to kind of change the content he is making, which is completely fine. He goes on saying,
for a while I felt like if I changed my content over time that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value, but I'm starting to realize that that is a very weak and passive way to, run my channel and live my life.
And I know I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but however, I've been watching YouTube since I was a very small child, and I find a lot of people are making different videos from how they used to. Some make like gameplay videos still, however, it's how they do it has changed. So when it comes to this, I was kind of very confused out right from the bat because I've never met a YouTuber, or I've never known a YouTuber, or never watched a YouTuber that hasn't changed the format. And then we get to the main gist of the video and the main thing that I want to talk about, and the thing that actually, it didn't boil my blood, but it was the main thing that made me go, do you know what? I wanted to do this. This is going to be the perfect video when it comes to this. Is that the rest of the video, or majority of the video, is him talking about his past with Content Cop, and how he felt it changed him, and how he has changed as a person and has grown as a person and doesn't want his past to kind of keep at him. However, in my personal opinion, it's not him that's changed. He's kind of seeing his past self as a completely separate person other than him over the last few years growing up, learning to be a better person and being more mindful of other people's thoughts and opinions, and not kind of being a kind of attacking person. I wouldn't really say attacking, but I don't know another word than that. When it comes to this type of content, yes, it was 2016 when he started making this. The biggest part of his regret seems to be the content cops and how he did it or how he executed it. He seems to be kind of happy with the videos, And it seems to be all his like thoughts and opinions is all based around the content cop of the Tana Mojo one, where it seems to be how he did it, how he executed it, seems to still be at him and still be attacking him, even to this day.
The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons, and obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever on my end. I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on, and I'm not. I'm a human, I'm a real human who makes mistakes, and I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
So when it comes to Content Cop, if he made it now, it would not have been as big as a thing. But back in the day, it was kind of seen to be okay to make that type of content because it was content that people were making. It was content that thrived. It's kind of like the Minecraft mind blocks or whatever, roadblocks, kind of like more PG content like that we make now was the big thing back then. So as a YouTuber, he went and grabbed that type of thing and it helped him grow hugely. But again, the thing that I'm not liking about this video is it's an apology video. The way I'm seeing it is there is videos out there, like professional films, like big cinema films, that if you actually like try to release now, no one would let you. Everything seems to be every 5 to 10 years getting more and more PG, and people seem to be getting more and more offended. Now, saying that, I'm not saying what he said is fine. I'm not saying what he's saying is justified, especially with the Tana Mojo thing that he keeps saying. But it seems to be he's looking at it at a 2003 perspective for a 2016 video. Like, I watched Bruce Almighty recently, and some of the stuff in that I was like, they got away with this. They could not do that now. Now, it's only minor stuff in comparison, but it's kind of weird to see how much you could have got away with at that time. He's apologizing for that. Now, when it comes to if you feel sorry and stuff like that, that's completely fine. However, it's the main focus of the video where, personally, I think it's one of those things where it seems to be holding him back. It seems to be he wants to be a creative. He wants to make better content and more like friendly PG content, which I'm not complaining. I'm happy with. I hope he does. Content clash has been, creator clash has been absolutely amazing the last 2 years, and it seems to be he wants to do that stuff again and grow from them. However, he seems to be holding on to that a bit too much, that it seems to be slowing him down. Like, I can picture him, for example, if Leafy, I'll just use Leafy as an example, is like, I want to be in the next one. He'll be like, no, I've already done too much harm. Where if Leafy's like, no, I'm cool with that, I want to be in it. It seems to be his fears of how people kind of look at him now is the thing slowing him down from being a better creator. If that makes sense, I'll try and explain it a bit better. It just seems to be like he's kind of tiptoeing too much now, instead of going, do you know what? I know I'm better than this. I know I'm better than that content I made in 2016. I have grown up from 2016. I want to make, we'll just say, Creator Clash 3, the biggest and the best I can ever make it. And it's one of those things where he'll be too afraid of people's opinions and too afraid of, if he does do something or he does slightly mess up, that it's going to come at him in waves. Where it's one of those things where, personally, I find when it comes to this type of stuff, I find if you're tiptoeing in the mid-ground, you're going to get nowhere. It's rather you don't make the content or you make the content. If you make the content but do it half-assed or not with enough love in it or enough thing or too much worry, the audience can tell. People watching can tell. And it seems to be one of those things that Idubbbz is pretty much, if he went into a fight and was too busy worrying about like how the event's going and stuff like that, he won't be able to fight properly. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm more seeing in this video than him kind of apologizing. I know he does numerous times, but the focus that I got from it was him just going, I've grown up from this. I want my audience to know I've grown up from this. I want to make more content that represents me, who I am now, and not how I used to be. But I can still see, even with the way he's talking, now he's making this video, which is kind of the proof enough as it is. Instead of just going out there making the videos, he's kind of going, I'm a little scared of making stuff because I don't want as much hate, as much like awkwardness, or people still seeing me of how I used to be. Where you get stuff like, the easiest example I can think of is like Jacksepticeye. He went from like green hair short to growing it out long. Now again, he didn't make a video on that. He just popped it in one of his videos being like, I'm growing my hair now. And even his content has grown over the years and has completely changed because with the algorithms changing, the generations changing and stuff like that, it's kind of how you survive in this media. It seems to be he's seeing himself as two separate people and he regrets who he used to be. Where, to be honest, again, weird thing to say, I think he should be kind of celebrating it. Because even though he doesn't like what he used to do, personally, and I could be wrong here, he could not be where he is now. He kind of had to get people to be like, what you did is wrong, the content you're making is wrong, it's not nice anymore, how about this, get into boxing. But without that stuff, he might not have met half the people. Some of the people in Creator Clash that has been in have probably only known him from his channel growing up that big and the videos he's made. So if he decided to make Creator Clash, it might not be with certain YouTubers because he kind of had to use his fame or use the people he know or make contacts with to make Creator Clash. So the best way I'm seeing it is if he made the video when from the bad that I've done, the content that I regret making, I have made this. And I'm willing to grow on this and make this better and make people enjoy it. And people are going to leave. But again, from the sounds of it, he wants that. He kind of wants the toxic people in his life or the toxic audience to leave and him just get a nice audience. But the big bad thing about that is no matter who you are, no matter what you do, there will always be that even a little bit toxicity there. He can make a video of him just sitting there staring at the camera for 10 minutes and there will probably be comments of people arguing and stuff like that. And like, that's just the way it is. It's good to see his mind change. It's good to see that he's trying to grow as a person. And it's really good to see like what he's want to do next. I'm actually excited to see what he does next. But I think making it a kind of an apology video was kind of the wrong way to go. It should have been like an update video, a life update video, or a content update video, kind of like how I did it at the start of this. But to be honest, when it comes to Idubbbz making these type of videos, it's the first ever apology video that I actually like, because he didn't do the fake tears, he didn't do the sad music, he just kind of doing what I'm doing now. You just sit down and talk to your audience. And he's just like, this is how it is. This is how I feel. This is what's going to happen. But I think it's, my problem with it was how much like kind of he blames himself and everything was thrown back at him. Instead of using it to be like a quick, I made regrets, I made bad stuff, here's the future. And then majority of the video is the future. Even if he doesn't know what he's going to do, I think it would have been a better light on him. So, does anyone know what's going to happen in the next few years? No. Idubbbz might decide to never make content again. He might be making Creator Clash 3. And if he is, hopefully I'll eventually be big enough to be in it too. However, it's I'm excited for the future, especially for him and especially for myself. I do want to see where he goes from this, how he grows as a person. I will be keeping a close eye. If there's a new video, I will probably be watching it. I'll probably be watching it more than I used to, because again, I grew up as well. So kind of his old stuff is kind of not my cup of tea anymore, even though I was big into Filthy Frank, like huge. But as always, let me know what you think of this video down below. Remember to like and subscribe and follow me on my social media. If you like this one, this is the first video of this. However, I do have Magic the Gathering videos which I do enjoy. They are here and here. I also have a subscribe button here, and I will see you all in the next video.